Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am doing a pocket page layout for my 2020 Project Life album. Now I don't do Project Life week to week, I just kind of do it month by month is how I'm doing it for 2021. But going back to past years and I'm kind of backfilling, so for 2020 I started at the end of the year and I'm just doing the photos in order. So this set is for a day-week trip we took to Alton Towers when we were allowed to do that. So I'm just going through now and I'm going through all my cut aparts that I have stored together, and I'm just going through and picking out anything that I think will go well with this spread. So I don't really have any sort of idea of what I want it to look like. I feel like because it was in the summertime, even though it chucked it down the whole time we were there, I did want it to be quite colourful. So I first found a 3x4 card that said stay positive, and it was from the Simple Stories Quarantined collection, and it was a rainbow card, and I really liked how that looked, and I liked the message going with the photos because it was such a fun day out in a summer where we couldn't really do much. So that was kind of my starting point. I also found this journaling card with all the hearts down one side, which matched it really well, and I thought it'd be a great card that's not quite plain but is quite plain, so that I could add lots of journaling because I had lots of stories I wanted to tell from this day. So then in the top left corner, I've got two of the cut apart tickets from the Pink Fresh Studio Sundays collection. And so I've just layered them together so that it kind of creates a journaling spot on the tickets. And as you can see now, I'm just going through my 6x6 paper pads and I'm just trying to pick something to go in that 6x4 pocket, because I have these two smaller photos that I think will go really well there because they're from the same ride. So I wanted them to go on the same piece of paper and kind of look like they are one. So I thought that was the best place to put those photos. So I settle on this rainbow paper, which is from the Rosies Studio Field Note collection. And it's kind of weird because it's a very autumnal collection, but it had this really nice lined rainbow in it, and I kind of remembered that paper when I was going through, so I had looked for it. So now you can see I am sticking these two tags together, and I thought it was really appropriate to get lots of tickets and tags used up on this layout because it's a theme park, so you have to use tickets to get in, and obviously you don't on all the rides, but that's just what I associate with when you go to, I feel like it's a very appropriate time to use them. So then the other 3x4 journaling or filler cards that I used was the one that says the best time to enjoy summer is now, is from the Echo Park Summertime collection, and I just really liked the pop of pinky which it added, and it kind of matched the pink that was on the Stay Positive rainbow card. And then I also have got Things Are Looking Up from the Tangerine Picnic in the Park collection. I thought it was a good thing to include because obviously, as I said, it was a day out that we could do, which was fun and a bit different after all the COVID lockdowns. But I did consider actually keeping that card because I thought, everything's starting to feel like that at the moment in 2021 because we've been back in lockdown for months. So I considered keeping it back, but then I thought it worked so perfectly here, why keep it back just in case I might use it? I might as well actually use it. So I've got this cut apart bit that says Just Keep Swimming, which is from a Pink Fresh collection, I can't remember which one. And I thought it went quite well on this because these photos are on the In the Night Garden ride at Alton Towers, which is just a really nice boat ride. And obviously that's like a bedtime CBeebies programme here in the UK. And it really did make me feel like I needed to sleep going on the ride. It was so nice. We'd had such an early start. We'd been on rides, and then to go on that ride, it just felt calm and relaxing. I thought I was going to fall asleep, and it's going along a nice river, so I thought that made sense to put that there. So now I have just gone through and I've picked out lots of different coloured labels. So I end up picking a red, orange, yellow, green and blue. At first I think I'm just going to pick a couple of colours, but then I realised I do have all of these colours everywhere. I don't have orange in any of the cards, but on one of the photos of us on a ride, the mechanical arm is orange, so I thought it fitted well and it was nice to have all the different rainbow colours. So now I'm just stamping Alton Towers onto the journaling card. I put Alton at the top and Towers at the bottom. I quite like doing that on journaling cards if I'm going to add a big title, because I feel like it's less harsh than just putting it all at the top and then squishing all the journaling when I start running out of lines towards the bottom. So I think it just looks a bit nicer to contain the journaling as well as just splitting up the stamping. So I'm just using these stamps that I got from the range here in the UK with my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which is the only big ink pad I have. Now I am stamping using some stamps I got off AliExpress. It's a great stamp set. It has 4 small alphas on it, so it's quite useful to just pull out and know I've got lots of things. So I decided that I would have written the name of each ride just on the label, but I thought that it'd be quite fun to go through and stamp the names. So this does take quite a while, so I think I'd just show you the first one and then it jumps forward. But I basically go through and for each ride picture there's a little label and I've stamped on it what it is. So there's one ride which I didn't go on that isn't in this page, but I don't like rides, so I went on all the kiddie rides, and all the kiddie rides are perfect for people to take photos of you. So that's great. And there's one photo of us all stood trying to get away from the rain, and that was actually the spot we were watching the others go on Rita, and so I labelled that photo with that. So even though that photo wasn't actually the ride or us on the ride, it was the spot that we were watching them on the ride from. So I thought it made sense just to label it that. So off screen, I also did all of my journaling. So the Alton Towers bit, I've just got journaling about the day in general and just what we did. And then in the tag one ticket card that I made, I've got a nice story about being on that treetop adventure ride. It was a nice story of a guy helping us get on and not thinking Sam would enjoy it, and he found us later in the day and asked, and it was just a nice story. So now you can see I'm fussing with these tickets that I've got. They are from a Rosies Studio ephemera pack. I'm not sure exactly what collection, and I end up using both sides of that blue ticket. So I cut off the edges of the ticket, and then I'm able to repeat that blue one and layer it behind the gold one. So that worked out quite well. Now I'm just stamping the date onto this Stay Positive card. I'm doing a bold stamp at the top and the bottom, and then a couple of repeat stamps just to make it look pretty. So now I realise that a couple of my photos aren't actually 3x4. I don't know why. At first I think it's because the edge pockets are slightly thinner and I've cut them down to put them in the page protector, and then I've changed the order, but I don't think that is it, because then when I move the Postman Pat photo over, it still doesn't fill it. So I'm not sure why those photos weren't quite the right size. I think it might be because they're iPhone photos and I thought I wanted to keep them as they were, and I thought I'd just back them with a bit of extra paper. Anyway, I've actually backed it using some old revision cards that I've cut down to the right size that I just had, because it's nice pretty pastel cardstock that I have, and I'm in the very end of my uni career, so I know that I'm not going to be using flashcards ever again probably, so it's a great way to use them up. Now I'm just going through with these little gems and adding them to all the different cards. So I add them to the 2 quote cards, just kind of to frame the quotes, and then I also add 2 that match the colour of the label on each of them. So on the red card I have 2 red dots, on the green one 2 green dots, etc, etc. So I just go through and do that, and then I have this little heart punch that I got from Hobbycraft, and I use it on pretty much all of my layouts, whether it's a proper 12x12 layout or any pocket page. I just love this. I think it's so nice to add. They're kind of like enamel dots, but the heart-shaped ones, but they don't have that 3D element. And I just basically take any border strips or scraps and I just punch them out. And you can see so the gold ticket off cut, I used the punch to get some gold hearts off that. So I've just gone through and added a couple of them, and I feel like it's such a nice little finishing touch. So I'm just sticking down these photos to the revision cards, and then that will be the end of this layout. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. If you have any feedback for my videos or anything, tips you might have, I'd really appreciate them if you could leave them down below in the comments. And I hope to see you in my next video. So here are just some close-ups of everything so that you can see all of the little details.